Hello again. As you can see, I'm messing with the fuel tank again. Did the vinegar and distilled water combination for 3 days? 4 days. And then I emptied it out and it looked awesome. But I didn't have stuff on hand to try and treat it to keep it from rusting again. This time I do. And this is what I've got going on. I'm going to drain the tank again. Right now it's full again of vinegar and distilled water, about 5%. And then first step after getting it emptied of the vinegar and water, and I'll probably use vinegar and water to flush it a couple of times to try and get as much of the rust out as I can. Then we're going to go with, it's just distilled water with some Dawn dishwashing detergent in it, and that's ready to go. Next step, I've got just regular distilled, and that I actually have about a gallon of it warming up to just about boiling on the stove. We'll move to that to rinse the soapy water out and do it as warm as possible. This thing's sitting in the sun and it's black, so it's already got some temperature to it, which is going to help. But that will then help me to dry it out as quickly as possible. So I'll open the fuel filler and I'll use a heat gun in here, try and dry it out as quickly as possible to keep the flash rusting to a minimum. After it's dry, then in this jug is a mixture of about a gallon of kerosene and 1.5 quarts of Mobil 1. That's what's mixed in here right now. I'm going to go ahead and mark that so I know what's what. That will go in and try and coat all of the surfaces, and then I will remove as much excess as I can. Draining this out, it's going to be a long process, so I'm not going to tape the whole thing, but I'll update you as we go throughout the steps. Follow along. I'm again learning as I go. Update, as you can see, probably a little over 15. No, right about 15 gallons of vinegar drained out of here. Still have a little bit left. I'm going to finish that up. If you can hear the thunder, and you can see that it's not nearly as bright out as it was when I started this video. I figured I'd do an update right now. Alright, so update with visuals. Yeah, it looks still a little bit crusty, but it literally had rust barnacles in it when I started this process. So overall, it looks really good. From here, doing the soapy water. One additional thing, the dish soap and water, not only is it to, I guess, further clean things, but the dish water or the dish soap will help to neutralize the acids that were in the vinegar to try and keep it from eating at the tank, which would then continue to add to the rust that is inside of it. So that's the idea behind the soapy water. I'll get this sloshed around, I'll gather it. I need to rinse this pan out, but here's an idea of what we're looking at for what came out of it this time, and this is probably 1/8 or 1/10 of the rust that was in that tank on the first go around. Alright, so this was the hot distilled, rinse, post soapy distilled room temp water. Here's the tank. I'm drying it out as quickly as I can, again trying to cut down on the flash rusting, but it's pretty stinking clean. That little bit of rust that's in there, I am, grand scheme, really not worried about. Hello, back again. I got everything squared away in the tank as far as I can. As I was sloshing around the hot water to get rid of the soapy water, the sending unit started flopping around in the tank as well, so I think it just rusted away from whatever its fitting is on there. So for now, I'm not going to know how much fuel's in it. Just finished throwing a pump on. As you can see, this was the original pump that was in the tank. She's done. Threw this together, got it wired up, and she's ready to go in. The pre-filter sock does not extend down as far on this one as it does on this one, so I have a feeling might end up with a little bit of a fuel starve issue as it starts getting low on fuel. If that's an issue, I'll see if I can order up a extended sock like that, throw on here, potentially take care of the problem. But in there is the, I haven't even looked in there either, in there is the kerosene and oil combination, and I sloshed that around in there. I'm going to throw this new fuel pump in and do the same thing, slosh it around some more, just to try and keep everything lubricated and try and keep that rust from coming back the best that we can. That's all I know to do at this point. So this tank will go back in maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, and at that point I'll drain out what will come out. Like I said, there'll still be probably a half gallon of the kerosene and oil left in there, so I might have a sacrificial couple gallons of gas that I put in after I drain out the initial to drain out some more of that mixture, and then from that point I'm just going to fill her up with non-ethanol and hope for the best. Thanks for following along.